All reactions are on Patreon, or if you want, you can pull up your copy of Sailor Moon episode 41. I won't run away from love anymore! Ami versus Mamoru. And press play on it when I press play when the timer reaches 0. Yes. 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 Bam! Ba-da-da! I was so shocked when I learned that the Cat in the Hat was supposed to be Puss in Boots. Well, not supposed to be, it is also an interpretation of Puss in Boots. And the fact that I say the Cat in the Hat and I wasn't referring to the Cat in the Hat is even funnier to me in retrospect. God, I really hope they comment on how fucking huge their moon is at some point. Anything! It is nice, the idea that a character like Ami, who has been severely neglected at this point compared to the others. Yeah, like, I think she's had about as much plot-wise happen for her as Mako at this point, despite having been around the longest besides Usagi herself. Not that I'm not here for some more Sailor Jupiter stuff. Okay, but why did you start dressing like that? That's right, okay. At least strike a cool pose if you're gonna turn into a monster. Do Usagi's thing, be like, transform! I'm sorry, transform. Thumb out. Okay. Does this mean we get more kitty tuxedo mask? That's the boy, probably, who the psychic, right? Did you ever get told who the people that were the monsters were? Or maybe you can still see the future? What little precognitive powers I have left. So you still have a little, huh? I mean, we haven't been showing them keeping in touch with you at all, so how can you know things? I'm this boy fighting as hard as possible not to be a character in this show, despite his whole thing actually would be pretty cool if they'd kept him around. Some That's So Raven nonsense. Oh, hey. The power chamber has been destroyed, Power Rangers! Hurry! Because it'll be a cool action set piece. Dark energy. Not together. We have a Sinister Six, a Legion of Doom! Or we can just make a single monster again because we're morons. I mean, at least they're Megazording it, that's fine. Look, I'm looking forward to seeing Beryl get put in her place. She is not worth the hype so far. I didn't realize how much larger Artemis was. I like that they all have different winter sweaters. Usagi's got like 2 jackets on, I think. Like you'd care at this point. He'll mess it up with your tears. I really hope that these two don't just functionally have the same personality. We haven't really gotten enough of Artemis yet for me to be sure. But it's starting to seem like that. Like he's, I guess, slightly more serious, but you know, I love this guy's power. I just wish he had just a little bit more flair with it. He could be so much fun. Just a little bit. Wouldn't you have said something like pickpocket or something like that? Something a little bit more plausible immediately? Rather than murder, and it'd be like, how do you know? That one girl looked like Velma. That she has like the sweater, the red skirt, everything. Oh, come on. I I like that it's you that got kind of annoyed with that in particular, just because of how hardcore about finding the right boy you are. Among all the wrong options, to be fair. It reminds me of... I don't think... I mean, it was one episode where not much happened. I mean, look, I know you're right that she's not being truthful, but I feel like we didn't have enough evidence to say this, Mako. I have more speech to speech! Why would you run down an isolated alley, you idiot? I mean, I actually believe this is them, because it'd be weird for them to do this. Okay. The way they were playing it, it felt like a trick, but it would have been weird for it not to be too. Your Dr. Octopus jacket over here. I'd love if he could start, like, predicting the bad guy's moves. Laser beam! Icicles! Whatever he'd do. I guess it'd be a rose and, like, playing cards and shit for Tuxedo Mask. No, defeating the bad guy who can create all the monsters comes first, because it's not like you have any evidence to suggest that he's... No, taking him out makes more sense! Morons? This is the only Sailor Scout that has been able to do serious show serious combat prowess well outside of uniform. Let's see her at least have a chance here. I actually think she got worse ever since she learned how to shoot lightning, unfortunately, at fighting. Why specifically Sailor? Oh, yeah, because of that. Okay, fair enough. I mean, she's going. She got downgraded. That's what's the matter. Look, I get it was just Zoisite that she was able to fight so effectively against. But I still want to see some more of that. At least, I would totally dig if in hand-to-hand she was the most dangerous Sailor Scout. But she's kind of just... I don't want to see her get taken out like this. What is it? And it's bogus, is what it is. They couldn't handle how dangerous they set her up to be. That's what it is she gets downgraded whenever she puts on her super suit. Turns out the uniforms have a set level of power they assign to you, and if it happens to be weaker than you usually are, that's what you end up as. I, you have interesting dreams if simply being at the amusement park was the whole dream. But that. What? I mean, honestly, I think that was always a little silly, that explanation, so. What? I mean, yeah, that part specifically about finding love and such, but you running away from your problems, I wouldn't say is really a character trait of yours, but okay. Um, you should have done that when you were with Jupiter before. Your evil soundtrack is not nearly as cool as your hero one. Hero, kind of. Okay. You you didn't really you weren't not fighting him before because of your own trepidations about it. It was to protect dipshit behind you who is also apparently deciding to fight now. Yeah. What? But it's a tractor beam. So I would guess that the next episode's gonna be the giant monster. It's probably gonna be this episode. Why? Oh, do you actually get like a power boost from dressing like a magician? I mean, that only helps her in this case. It wasn't a direct attack, you blocking it was actually worse. So it wasn't a trick telling her to break it? Okay. We'll see. No, to do your moon healing escalation, I don't think your ability to stop time that you get during transformations applies during speeches, Usagi! Look, I think the lightning is awesome, but you never hit with the darn thing anymore. Oh, wait, I stand corrected. No way it just works, right? Feel like it's gonna be a bigger moment when she's able to heal him. We'll see. Is it gonna... It's probably not gonna fully work, but it's gonna, like, get you a quarter of the way there or something. That's something she can do? Why would she start low? We'll see. No way. I mean, I'll take being right about it being 5 episodes tops, but... Are they gonna stick him back in the brainwashing chamber? I didn't think I was gonna be that right. They did stick him back in the brainwashing chamber. What? What? Girl! You cannot come after other people for slacking off by having love. Concur, jerks. Okay. Unironically, I'm the most upset by Mako's downgrade! But putting that aside, this episode felt really character inconsistent for Ami. You didn't feel like any of the writing they set up really made sense. Beyond just like, they needed to make an episode, therefore they wrote it how they needed the episode to play out. I don't know, this one seemed really off for that reason. It was still basically fun. I'm a little surprised we didn't get to see the giant monster. I figured that would happen and it would be fixed. It might still, but that was weird. Yeah, this is one of the few times where I've really thought that an episode was also weakened by the final battle happening so late. Early on, I praised most of the episodes for being willing to set up their situations rather than just being all about the action. But here, ooh. I will take... I was gonna say, I'll take a Venus episode. next time.